Hi everybody, it's me, Royal Ruby. I just wanted to do a quick update for everybody. I'm here in my sticks and bricks, as you can see. I'm not in my minivan, my Royal Ruby. I miss her so much, but it's been really, really hard to travel in my van because, as you guys know, my mother was sick, I was sick, we both had COVID. And now she's here in Delaware because they discharged her from PA and she's with me. She was with me for 6 days and now she's in the hospital again for congestive heart failure. So she's got congestion still. They haven't discharged her yet, but I will be her caretaker. And so that's going to be a full-time job. I mean, I'll still do real estate. I'll have caretakers coming in to help me, but it will be a full-time job pretty much. So I won't be able to camp as much or travel as much. I still have my minivan. I'm going to keep it. And as soon as God wills me to be able to go again, I will be doing that again. So my channel is going to be taking a whole new dimension. Yeah, I'm going to be transitioning to a channel that will talk more about caretaking of the elderly, different gadgets that I have to do that with, that I've done a lot of research, because that's just how I do things. When I have to take on a project like this, which is a huge commitment, I like to make sure I have all the best equipment to make my job easier, because this is something that I'm not accustomed to. I don't have a nursey kind of background or a medical background. I'm a real estate broker. I have no skill set at this other than raising children and changing their diapers and taking care of them. So I figure, how much different is it? You know, it's just a bigger person and she needs me to do these things for her that she can no longer do for herself. So yeah, guys, that's my news. That's my breaking news. I am going to be doing a channel now that is pretty much based on those things for a while until I'm able to get back out there again, camping and traveling on the road with you guys. So stay tuned for all this cool stuff. And there's a lot of need for this kind of a channel, because when I started doing my research, there was no real life people doing it with a patient or a mother or a spouse or someone that is truly acute. You know, my mother is acute. She can get around a little bit. We're going to be doing PT and stuff here for her, but it's very limited. So I have to do everything for her, and it's you know, a little different. And so you don't see a lot of videos like that. You see somewhere the mother or whatever is still ambulating and still getting around with a walker and stuff. My mother's not at that point anymore. She's experienced COVID and CHF, another bout of CHF back to back. It's really messed up her oxygen, her lungs, her heart. So she's acute. And I really looked for videos that I could get people to help me, give me tips, and there wasn't any. Except for nurses and stuff like that. Well, that's okay if you're a nurse. But if you're just an everyday person doing this and learning this, you need to hear it from somebody that has no medical background at all. All I have is what I've learned from the medical field. You know, when she's in the hospital, I watch what the PCAs do. I watch how they bathe her. I watch how they change her. I watch how they care for her if she has a, you know, a time of going to the bathroom. I watch how they move her around on the bed, and I'm learning in that respect. One thing I do know is that if you don't have the right equipment, you can really mess yourself up physically. Like, you don't want to hurt your own back so that you can't care for that person. So it's important that you do everything you can to get that person to help you, you know, that they are helping you. And there are things they can do, even if they are acute. They can assist you in moving on the bed and getting up and holding on. And there's things that they have to be involved in. So I'm praying that I can, you know, get my mom strong enough through the PT that she's able to assist me somehow, some way. But yeah, that's what's happening, guys. That's the latest. Having a tea chat. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty stressed out probably for a while. But I have the Lord. And that's the other thing I want to touch on is my strength is not my own, it's God's, because I have never done anything like this before. He's given me wisdom. He's given me patience. He's given me more trust in him, that I can lean on him more. I've grown as a Christian through all this, and I know he's faithful. So in addition to all this, my kids are being attacked financially by the enemy because my son was declined unemployment. He was fired from his job. He's applied at other positions, but luckily his wife works, but that's been hard. My grandson was denied and declined his student loans that he was supposed to get. So now he's going to have to come back home from Arizona, which is a blessing because he can help me with my mom, just sit with her when I'm not here and stuff. So yeah, a lot has happened, but God says in his word that all things work together for good. So even the bad things that the enemy plows ahead and throws at you, you can get through it because Christ will turn it all around to help you out. The other thing that it says in his word is, in this world you'll have troubles. You're going to have heartache, you're going to have trials, but do not be afraid because I have overcome the world. So even though you go through hard times, in your weakness, he is made stronger. So that's another good one, is knowing that when you're weak and you feel like you've done everything you can do and you don't know what else to pray and you don't know how else to pray, God comes alongside of you, and that's when his grace infuses you, his power infuses you, and you're able to do above and beyond whatever you thought you could ever do. So that's God's strength. So I've learned about that through all this. And my children going through trials, it's taught me that you can't be self-righteous and think that you can save the world and pray for everyone and they'll be okay. They got to pick up the mantle, and they have to pray too, and they have to believe God too, and they have to live a godly life too, because you being righteous in Christ, not your own righteousness, but Christ's righteousness, isn't enough. Like Job felt like, if he goes out every day and offers prayers for his family and sacrifices for his family, that was enough because he was righteous. That was before Christ died. And what ended up happening? They were all killed. Remember, the roof collapsed on all his family and they were all killed. The beauty of that story is, at the end of that story, God restored everything back to him, double what he had before, including more kids. But you can't be like that. You can't think that you can carry your family and they have to get up in the morning and do the work. They have to get up and have the faith and endure and go through hard times. And you can pray for them and you can lift them up in prayer and God will answer your prayers. But you got to know in your heart that you raised your kids in the way they should go, that they will lean on the Lord themselves and pick up their own faith, and go strong in him. Because your faith won't carry them. Now your prayers will carry them, but they have to have their own walk with the Lord. So I'm learning that. Learning to let go and let God, and not try to be the one that has all the, I can't control, my mother's health. I can't control the situation with my kids losing their jobs and this and that happening. It's out of my control. So I've learned that there's some things I just can't control, and I have to let go and let God. So that's a lesson. So many lessons I've learned through all this. But anyway, my channel will be taking a little bit of a change. I hope you guys stay with me and go through the journey with me because I love you all so much. And I need your prayers. I need your support. I need you to continue watching my YouTube videos and liking them and sharing them. If you know someone that's going through a similar situation with being a caregiver unexpectedly, or a loved one who's suffering and sick with congestive heart failure, this disease is very, very chronic. And she also has interstitial lung disease. If you know someone that's suffering from these things, tune in because I'm going to be giving you all kinds of tips and all kinds of things that, I felt were very helpful in me taking my mother in. Little things like I don't want a hospital bed because my mother hates the way they feel, the mattresses and stuff. So I'm going to get a wedge pillow and she's going to use that to keep her elevated at night and stuff. Pure Wick urination system, which I'll show you guys that gadget. It's pretty cool for people that can't get up at night and go to the bathroom, and it just takes a worry off of you as a caretaker. It's expensive, it's not cheap, but it's a good investment, well made. So I'll show you that gadget. So many things that I've done. I've built a ramp out back. I'll be showing that to you guys. It's a little dirty ramp. It's not real fancy, but it's enough to get the transport chair in and out of my house so that I can take her to doctor's appointments and let her go outside once in a while to enjoy the birds. That was done at my house, and I'll be doing a video on that. I mean, so many things that I feel will be helpful to people. So I want you to continue. I saw a video, this lovely young lady, I think she's in her 20s. She was an Olympic paraplegic champion. She bought a Ford Transit and she converted it into her home. She lives in this thing. And she's in a wheelchair. So she has no use of her body from the waist down. But yet this woman is amazing. She has a mountain bike. She has a surfboard. She surfs, she mountain bikes. She does it all, and she can't use her legs, but yet she's doing it. She's living this life, this beautiful life. So I look at her and I think there's no challenge in my life. If she can do that, why can't I do this? Why can't I take care of my mother who's 91 years old? Why can't I? Even though it is going to be a challenge, it is going to be hard. But if you have the right tools, like she modified her little van and put this lift in that lifts her up and out of the van and put in all kinds of modifications to make life easier for her. I can do the same thing, and I will learn as I go. So pray for me, pray for my kids. They're going through all kinds of financial problems. Pray for my mother's health, most of all, that she gets discharged without any congestion in her chest, that she'll get rid of this mucus that's in her chest. They just can't get rid of it, and it's such a heartache for her. She coughs all the time, and she can't bring it up. If she could bring it up, they could take some of it and test it, but she can't. So now she's blowing into this thing that's supposed to help her to get this sputum up. So pray for that she's able to release that. And just hang in there, guys. If you're going through a challenging time, know that there's someone else out there that has a more challenging time. You know, like when I saw that video of that young lady, it was such an encouragement to me. And it really woke me up. Like, instead of sitting around feeling sorry for myself, all the stuff I have to do now, you know, in addition to working full-time as a realtor, I just said, hey, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. So God bless you guys. I might not see you down the road, but I will see you here in my Sticks and Bricks, and hopefully you'll tune in and subscribe to my channel. God bless you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for your prayers, and I'll see you soon. Take care.